So if this book is about silence, why are we starting with noise?
Because silence isn't a thing. It's the absence of a thing. Like trying to describe darkness without understanding light. You can't appreciate the quiet until you know what's actually happening when your neighbor decides to learn drums at 2 a.m.
That's exactly my Tuesday night.
Every sound starts with a vibration. Pluck a guitar string and it wiggles back and forth like a hyperactive snake. That wiggling smacks into air molecules, imagine dominoes in a mosh pit, and those collisions travel to your ear.
So sound is basically molecular gossip?
Exactly, and your eardrum is the ultimate eavesdropper, translating that gossip into something your brain understands.
Would you hear a star explode?
In space? Absolutely not. It's the ultimate silent movie. Sound needs something to travel through air, water, even steel. Vacuum is like trying to play telephone with nobody on the other end. The vibrations have nowhere to go, so they die in the void.
That's both sad and terrifying.
Here's the wild part: true silence basically doesn't exist on Earth. Even in the quietest room, you hear your own heartbeat, blood rushing, maybe some tinnitus. To really understand silence, we have to chase it into physics labs and anechoic chambers, where people literally hallucinate from the lack of noise.
Wait, silence makes you crazy?
Oh yeah, but that's chapter 3. For now, just know that every silent moment is actually buzzing with invisible waves. We're swimming in an ocean of vibration. We just don't notice until someone stops the music.
Wait, noise-canceling headphones don't just block sound like a wall? There's actual science happening in there?
Oh, it's way better than blocking. It's basically a street fight happening in your ears, two sound waves throwing punches at each other until one gives up.
Waves can punch?
Metaphorically. Think of it like this. Every sound is a wave with peaks and valleys. If you send out the exact opposite wave peaks where there were valleys, the universe literally says never mind, and the sound disappears.
So you're fighting noise with more noise? So when do they not cancel? Because sometimes my speakers get louder instead of quieter.
That's when they team up. If two waves line up peak to peak, they high-five each other into oblivion and create a bigger wave. That's why standing next to a second speaker at a concert doesn't just add sound, it multiplies it in your chest.
Constructive interference?
Exactly. The waves are constructing something bigger together, like if you and a friend push a swing at the exact same time instead of random moments.
So destructive interference is the headphone trick?
Yes, and it's so elegant I want to frame it. The microphone hears the noise, let's say a jet engine hum, and the headphone creates an anti-noise wave that's perfectly out of sync.
Peak meets trough.
Precisely. When the peak of the engine noise arrives, your headphone hits it with a trough. They collide, and mathematically, they sum to zero. Silence isn't the absence of sound, it's sound fighting itself to a draw.
But how does it know what to send? The noise is already happening by the time the headphone hears it.
Ah, that's the genius part. It predicts based on the pattern. Low frequencies like engine rumbles are predictable. They're slow waves, so the chip has time to calculate the mirror image and fire back before the next peak hits.
So it's not just blocking, it's outsmarting the noise.
It's a tiny math battle in real time, and the noise loses every time.
Wait, these noise-canceling headphones feel different when they're off versus when I flip the switch. What's happening?
You're feeling the difference between stuffing your ears with foam passive isolation and tricking your brain with physics active cancellation.
Tricking my brain? Are you saying the silence isn't real?
Oh, the silence is real, but one method builds a wall and the other builds an anti-wall. Let me show you. Passive is ancient technology. Think earplugs, heavy curtains, recording studio foam. It's all about mass and blocking.
So just shoving stuff between me and the noise?
Exactly. Density is your friend here. Lead sheets, thick glass, that weird concrete apartment wall that makes your phone signal sad. The sound waves hit the material and lose energy like running into a mattress.
That's why those foam wedges look like graves for sound waves.
Graves. Yes, they absorb the energy, turn vibration into heat, and kill the echo. It's brutal, simple physics.
Okay, so passive is the wall. What's the anti-wall?
Active noise control is basically audio jujitsu. There's a microphone listening to the outside world, a chip calculating at insane speeds like millions of calculations per second, and a speaker playing the exact opposite wave. It's not blocking the sound, it's meeting the sound in the alley and saying, "Not today," then mathematically destroying it.
Opposite wave?
Picture a crest meeting a trough. When your annoying neighbor's bass hits a peak, your headphone plays a valley. They collide and cancel each other out, destructive interference. It's like fighting fire with, well, not fire. Fighting noise with anti-noise.
So which is better? The wall or the audio jujitsu?
Here's the secret. The best silence uses both. Active cancellation struggles with sudden, sharp sounds like a door slam because it needs milliseconds to calculate the anti-wave, and physics needs time. But it absolutely loves low, predictable rumbles like airplane engines or air conditioners.
And the foam?
Passive handles everything indiscriminately, especially those high frequencies, but it needs to be bulky to stop bass. That's why your fancy headphones have plush ear cushions and the electronic wizardry. They're teammates, not rivals.
I've been wearing these for hours, but I just realized I have no idea what's actually happening inside this plastic shell.
Oh, you're basically wearing a tiny recording studio. There are microphones in there listening to the world, a computer chip doing math faster than a caffeinated accountant, and speakers playing secret ghost sounds.
Ghost sounds? You mean there's music playing I can't even hear?
Exactly. It's called anti-noise, and it's the sneakiest magic trick your ears have ever met.
So the microphones are just spying on the subway?
They're not just spying, they're snitches with perfect pitch. They catch that rumble from the tracks and immediately tattle to the processor, which draws up a sonic mugshot of the noise in microseconds.
And then what? The headphones arrest the sound?
Even better. They send out an exact mirror image of that rumble, flipped upside down like a sonic vampire. When the two meet, poof, they cancel each other into silence.
Wait, how can sound flip upside down? It's not a pancake.
Think of it like this. When you're at the beach and a wave rolls in, right? Now imagine you could instantly splash back with a wave that's the exact opposite, where your splash has a trough where the ocean has a crest. They crash into flat water.
So my headphones are making anti-waves? That's wild.
And they have to do it live in real time. Because if the anti-wave arrives even a millisecond late, the noise gets through and the magic breaks.
How fast are we talking? Like blink of an eye fast?
Your blink is about 300 milliseconds. These chips, they're processing and responding in less than 50 microseconds. That's not just fast, that's time travel fast. The sound hasn't even finished entering your ear cup before the cancellation wave is already waiting to ambush it.
So there's a tiny race happening in my head every second?
And your headphones are winning by a photo finish, thousands of times per second, just so you can enjoy your podcast in peace.
Why do my ears feel like they're stuffed with cotton every time I fly? It's like the plane is swallowing me whole.
Well, that's just the cabin pressure. But here's the wild part. The headphones they hand out aren't just playing music to drown out the engine. They're actually fighting the noise with math.
Math? I thought it was just really thick padding.
Nope. Back in the 50s, Dr. Lawrence Vogel patented active noise cancellation specifically for pilots, not passengers. The headphones listen to the engine's roar, flip it upside down like a mirror image, and blast that anti-sound back at your ears. The two waves crash into each other and, poof, silence.
So they're literally canceling each other out? I tried studying at that new cafe on 5th Street yesterday. Great coffee, but I could hear the espresso machine, the conversation, someone's phone.
That's because most spaces are designed to look good, not sound good. But there's this library in Finland, I went there last year, where the walls aren't just walls. They're giant acoustic sponges disguised as wood panels, arranged in fractal patterns that catch sound waves like a catcher's mitt.
So it's not just about being quiet. It's about catching the noise before it bounces around?
Exactly. And the best part, they mapped every single reflection point using laser simulations. It's like designing a racetrack, but for sound. You want the noise to run into a dead end instead of your eardrums. Think planes are loud? Try being inside an MRI machine. It's this giant tube that sounds like someone dropped a toolbox inside a washing machine.
I've heard those horror stories. People freaking out because it's so noisy.
Right, and when you're already stressed about medical tests, the last thing you need is a jackhammer symphony at 110 decibels. But now engineers are wrapping the magnets in metamaterials. These are artificial structures that bend sound waves around them like water flowing around a rock in a stream.
So the machine stays loud inside, but you don't hear it?
The patient hears almost nothing. It's like an invisibility cloak, but for noise. If only they'd had that when I got my knee scanned last year.
Okay, so we've got silent planes, silent study rooms, silent hospitals. What's next? A silent disco for introverts?
Even better, imagine walking down a city street and the traffic noise just stops. Not because cars vanished, but because smart lampposts are projecting sound shadows. I'm talking about zones of engineered silence that follow you like a spotlight in reverse.
Wait, portable quiet? Like a bubble of silence I can carry around?
Precisely. Researchers are already testing wearable arrays, little speakers on your collar that create a cone of quiet around your head. You could sit in the middle of a screaming stadium and hear nothing but your own heartbeat. Finally, peace at the family reunion dinner table.